Hey everyone, and welcome to a unit review of Bridal Louise, the free Tempest Trials unit for this year's Bridal banner. It's a shame that she's not on the banner with Groom Pent and others, but that's fine. Moving away from that, can I say that Louise's art looks beautiful? Wada Sachiko is an amazing artist. Also, her artwork is made to pair with Pent's artwork. That's really wholesome. Anyways, this review will go over her stats, competition, skill synergy, counters, and builds. Let's begin.
True love lasts forever.
Eternal Devotion, Louise rises into battle as a colorless bow cavalry unit. You have to be really good to stand out in this class. We have the slow but hard-hitting Valentine's Roy and the almighty Brave Lynn in this class. But before that, let's take a look at her stats. Louise has pretty solid offensive stats and a good res stat. 31 attack is kind of low, but it is workable. 34 speed is pretty good and has a lot of potential. Her defense is on the lower side, which sucks if she's facing melee or physical ranged units, which are dagger and bow units. But her res is great at 30 and her high HP at 39 helps her take more hits. Now for comparison, Brave Lynn. Louise is only slightly weaker than Lynn. Slightly. 2 less attack and 1 less speed. And Louise doesn't have a personal weapon unlike Lynn's Mulligear, which is 14 might and gives her plus 3 speed. That's alright. We all know they couldn't have another Brave Lynn problem, so they made Louise weaker than Lynn. Honestly, I don't mind. Even though Louise doesn't have the strong offensive power like Lynn does, Louise can fill other roles that Lynn struggles to do. She can take a magical hit better than Lynn does. If you're desperate, the boost skills work better with Louise than Lynn. Louise comes with Bouquet Bow, a 12 might seasonal weapon with Sparrow built in. That's wild. Most bow units love using Sparrow since it helps them out so much. Now it's an inheritable weapon that we can get from Holy Grails. I think this weapon is fantastic for Louise since she'll need that power and speed. Her skill synergy is alright. It's a combination of her ace skill and weapon. Louise gets plus 4 attack and speed from her bow, and from her ace skill, attack speed bond, she gets another plus 5 attack and speed. That's plus 9 attack and speed if she's initiating adjacent to an ally. I think that's amazing, but it's kind of hard to get the plus 9. So Sparrow is a player phase skill, and bond skills work best in the enemy phase. Not only that, Louise is a cavalry unit. Most of the time, she'll be running straight into battle, and there won't be someone next to her to give her the bond buff. Now, there is a chance that you left someone there already, but in terms of strategy, most people wouldn't do that unless that unit is safe to stay there and give Louise the buff. Another thing to mention is that we don't have cavalry dancers / singers. If Louise uses her full movement, then no one can reach her to dance unless you use a skill or another unit's assist. Louise doesn't have good defense. If you leave her in a melee foe's range, that won't be good. I didn't mention this before, but the bond skill is most likely a reference to how she has a lovely bond with her husband, Pent. Also, Louise is just great at making friends with other people, so bonds just kinda make sense. Sadly, attack speed bond isn't available at 4 stars, but that's fine, because Louise has home cavalry at 4 stars. Now, when you're building a team for Blade Tome cavalry units, you have another way to get home cavalry other than Gunther. Counters are pretty simple. High defense units, high attack melee units, and Raven Tome mages. Another counter is the Panic status, which reverses her Hone Cav buffs, and Dole units who ignore those stat bonuses. Time for builds. Louise is very similar to Brave Lynn, so you can build Louise the same way as Brave Lynn. But as I said before, Louise can fill roles that Lynn can't. I'll be showing some standard Lynn builds, and then some builds that Louise can run better than Lynn. First build, Swift Bride. I was going to make a simple budget set with attack speed bond, but as I said before, Bouquet Bow and bond don't work the best together. Still good, but not as good as Double Sparrow. This set disregards her res and focuses more on offense. And to help with that, Brazen attack speed, a new seal from this Tempest Trials, will give her the power and speed to help that offense. Since Louise doesn't have the highest attack, Moonbow is a good special for her. Second build, Brazen Bride. With the brand new Brazen attack seal, this was to be expected. Come on, plus 14 attack and speed. Combine that with the Bouquet Bow for a plus 18 attack and speed, and bam! Louise is an offensive monster in the battlefield. Not to mention that Desperation HP ranges works with Brazen HP ranges. Louise struggles with attack, and this set fixes it for her. She goes from 31 attack, plus 12 from the bow for 43 attack, plus 18 will give her 61 attack. Third build, a hot wedding. Just like Brave Lynn, a fire sweep set with life and death works pretty well with Louise. Of course, you can run Brazen attack speed, but the main problem is that with fire sweep, she doesn't have a way to reduce her HP normally, you need to let the enemy attack her, which can be risky. There's a reason why people use Life and Death over Brazen while making a Fire Sweep set. Louise can run the same skills like Lyn, cancel Affinity, chill, maybe even pass. 4th build, Slay My Heart. Slaying Bow is an interesting one. Personally, I think Louise is much better equipped for using Slaying Bow than Lyn. Since her damage output is lower, she's going to need to rely more on her special. All of the other bows are fully focused on offense with little regard for defenses. Slaying is a perfect weapon for an offense or defensive character, and is really good with characters who need quick special power and can excel in different stats, like Louise here. I'm running Fury here because Fury buffs all of her stats. She wants the attack and speed as well as res to do more damage. Not to mention, with Fury, she can damage herself safely, and a Wings of Mercy dancer can teleport over, thus solving the problem of no cow dancer. 5th build, On Guard. No cool bride name for that one. Louise stands out with a guard set. Valentine's Roy could run this set, but he needed a quick repost to get a double. Louise here has solid speed. She can invest a little into her speed and bam, she doesn't need quick repost. Chill speed will help her weaken the foe with the high speed. Not only does it benefit her, it benefits her allies as well. With a great res, triple distant defense will be amazing with Iceberg special. Her base 30 res plus 18 from distant defense will give her 48 res. Iceberg will deal 24 points of damage with that high res. Side note, you can run warding stance with Fierce Stance Seal, but warding is just really hard to get. 6th build, Bridal Boost. You thought I was kidding when I said Boost will work on her? Well, kind of. At least Louise can use the set better than Lyn can. With Slaying Bow or Fine, Louise will get an extra HP bonus, so she'll have 41. So, boost skills will give Louise the stat bonus as long as her HP is greater than or equal to the foe's HP plus 3. The main target for the set is, you guessed it, Desperation Mages. When mages like Ishtar, Lindy, Delphia get into Desperation range, Louise will most likely get her boost bonus. This is an enemy phase set. I'm using Slaying because then, Reprisal will be at 1 cooldown. One enemy phase hit and bam, she can hit hard back. But wait, if they have Desperation, wouldn't they just destroy her in 2 hits? Well, that's why we have Wind Boost. You can mix and match different boost skills, but I think this is really good for Slaying. No Water Boost so she gets the most out of Reprisal, Fire Boost for damage, and Wind for preventing doubles. So, should you invest into Louise? She has a wonderful Sorcerer bow and has attack speed bond at 5 stars. If you want to make a Blade Tome team, then Home Cavalry can be useful. If you want an extra Brave Lyn, Louise can be a replacement. She's not exactly the same, but you can build her the same way. She's in a pretty good class actually. We barely have any Bow Cavaliers, so this may be the first time you've gotten one. Also, her builds are flexible with offense or defense. On the other hand, you've already invested a lot into Brave Lyn, so you don't really need to invest into Louise. Some people prefer Brave or Slaying or Fire Sweep over Sorcerer Bow. Attack Speed Bond is good, but not too many people use it. And if you don't want a Blade Tome Cavalry team, or you have another way to buff your Blade Tome units, then Home Cavalry isn't needed. Hey, thanks for watching, hope you all enjoyed. Subscribe for more Fire Heroes content and leave a like. I'll be uploading the summoning video later, so watch out for that. Follow me on Twitter at exo_Ty for updates and reactions. With all that, stay hydrated folks, and I hope you find love.